Hi everyone, welcome back. It's an exciting night tonight because I'm in a nice ball for sky in Northumberland. It's a bit of a surprise night though because it was completely cloudy when the sun set and it's just past midnight now. I looked outside and it was perfectly clear, so I rushed outside with the scope and set it all up, and I've already got it shooting on the Iris and Ghost Nebulae. So yeah, I didn't have a chance to record anything before this like I usually would, but I'll try and record as much of the rest of the night as possible. I've already taken flats and dark flats and everything just to save time later on, so I can hopefully shoot for a bit longer. So yeah, I'll update you in a bit and show you the first sub when it comes up in a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm in the middle of nowhere, so I apologise if there's any strange noises in the background, because I've had things like owls flying around and then frogs hopping about on the patio making a load of noise, and I keep getting rustling in the bushes, which is, yeah, a bit off-putting. So I'll just quickly give you a rundown of my setup, and then hopefully I'll have the first exposure to show you in a couple minutes. Alright, so here's the scope all set up and running. I've got an ASI183MC Pro on the back, and a filter drawer, but there's no filter in there because there's not really any light pollution to block. Then I've got a Redcat 51 and a 120 mini guide camera with a 30mm guide scope, and then a Xterminator GTI mount and a mini PC to control everything. So yeah, the skies are still looking really good. You can just about see a few stars on here, I think. Yeah, I think that's Cassiopeia you can see there. This sub on the scope is almost in, so I should be able to show you that in just a moment. Alright, the first sub has come up and it looks incredible. There's so much more detail than I expected. So you can see the iris there, and then there's even some detail on the tail of the iris coming out right there. And then the Ghost Nebula is just about visible. So when I zoom in as well, there's so many stars, but there's also loads of detail in the iris itself, which I'm hoping will just be brought out more with a bit more exposure time. So I'm going to go take as many of these as possible and I'll update you later. Alright, I've got my DSLR out and I've started just shooting the Milky Way with it. This is just a single 30-second sub on the core of the Milky Way, and it's looking incredible so far. I'm planning to hopefully try and take 10 30-second subs for all the different parts of the Milky Way, and I might be able to stitch it into a panorama or mosaic of the whole arch, but that's probably a bit beyond what I'm capable of. But yeah, I'll at least have a photo of all the three different main regions of the Milky Way, hopefully. So I'll share those at the end of the video as well. Okay, it's about 3:30 now, and unfortunately the clouds have come back. But I think I should hopefully have at least 3 hours of data. I'm not sure how many subs I actually managed to get, but hopefully at least 3 hours. So over the next few days I'll try and stack and do some basic processing on a stacked photo, and I'll show you what I've got. I still won't be home though, so I'll do my best to try and process on the mini PC, but it can't do blur and noise exterminator, so I'll have to wait until I'm home to properly process stuff. But yeah, I'll talk to you in probably a couple days. Right, it's a few days later now, and I've managed to go through and blink all the frames through on Pixinsight, still running on my mini PC on the scope there. And every single sub that I collected was absolutely perfect, with no star trails or clouds or anything, which I was not expecting. But yeah, I'm really happy about that. So I've managed to get exactly 3 hours of total subs, and I stacked all that and applied an SDF in Pixinsight. and that was already looking really good, but I wanted to add like blur Xterminator to it to see like what sort of fine details I could get out of it. But unfortunately the mini PC can't run blur and noise Xterminator, but my processing PC, so the Mac at home, can run that. So I was able to remote into the Mac using Chrome Remote Desktop and do some basic processing to come up with this. And as you can probably see, it is looking like incredible. So there's loads of detail in the iris here, and then the tail of it has come out like really nice. You can see loads of detail in there as well. And then there's the Ghost Nebula over here, which again has loads of detail. And then all of the stuff in the background is looking pretty sharp and not really that much noise at all. So yeah, this is looking amazing, and all I've done to that is basically a color calibration, a background extraction, blur Xterminator, and a little bit of noise Xterminator. But I'm gonna have to wait until I'm home to be able to like properly process this, because this monitor I'm using hasn't got very good like color on it, so I won't be able to get a very good photo from processing on this. I'm not sure what's going on with this halo on that star, so if you've got any idea what could be making that, please let me know. I think it could be something to do with high clouds going past, but I don't know if there was actually any. But yeah, anyway, I'm hoping to hopefully get another clear night on my last night here. If it is clear that night, I won't be able to shoot all night long because I have to be up early in the morning to get out of the cottage. But I should still be able to get a few hours on a target, which I think will be the Fireworks Galaxy framed up with, I think it's Barnard 50 or something. It's like a dark nebula next to it. So yeah, fingers crossed it clears up that night. I'll make a separate video for that target though. So I'll let you know in the outro of this video if it did actually clear up. And if it did, I'll post that video like after this one. So yeah, I'll see you back at home in a couple of days. Alright, I'm back home now and I've properly processed the data and it looks like really good. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I think it might be one of my best photos yet. And it did clear up on the last night that I was there, so I managed to get a few hours on the Fireworks Galaxy. So I'll be putting a YouTube video out about that over the next couple of days. So yeah, look out for that. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, hope you like the photo and I wish you all clear skies.